Michelle.
We go high. Education on demand first?
Alright, so
Okay.
our topic
And
is,
we'll go fast and we'll cut off things that.
our topic is education on demand, just like everything else is on demand now, movies, food, everything. Education is now. Since it's been brought up recently, the 10 focus areas of parent education is actually 11. So you get a bonus one in there. So you have 3 areas there, a blue, a yellow, and a pink. Learner-centered supports, effective education workforce, strategic partnerships. It's all part of a systematic infrastructure. You don't have to read all those bullet points. We'll touch on those throughout the process and how it impacts students, teachers, community, and then more in depth on the impact for students and teachers. So why are we doing this? Because we care about students. The whole idea is this is a learner-centered supports. It is 24-hour school. Open 24 hours. You have access when you want, how you want. If you need assistance, you can come in when you want. If your schedule, don't like the traditional schedule, you can make your own schedule. If it's a hybrid of morning and evening, afternoon and evening, whatever you want, however you want, and wouldn't have to stay the same. It can kind of change from day to day. It's based on what you want. Blended learning, so if you were a 6th grader and you needed 11th grade math, you could go find those courses and then get pushed in that direction. Satellite opportunities. A lot of students and parents do not have the technology we have at school. They could access that they don't have it at home, so they can access it at school. If you wanted to take a class in Germany, you could do that. If you wanted to form your own class of students from around the world, you could do that also. And then accelerated learning. There would be online opportunities for your own pacing to push you however you wanted. And then the virtual labs with your own classroom. Effective education workforce. So if college is not your thing after high school and you want to go into the trades of some sort, you want to be a builder or mechanic, and the thought of trying to find how to do this, find that path is daunting, we have all of that at the school. We have mentors, apprentice, and people there to guide you and say, all right, this is what you need to do in school, then this is what you do afterwards, so they're right with you the whole step away so that you are on that path that you choose to go down. If college is something you're interested in, give you those chances to take a sample college class, see if it's something you're interested in, see if you like it. If it is, then you could go in more depth, take more classes to build some credits potentially. And then as far as teachers, it would give them opportunities to try something brand new, just something crazy, work with teachers from other buildings. It's not tied to the standards necessarily, and it would not be evaluative. It's just something just to try out that you had always been thinking about, and that would be the platform or your opportunity to do things like that too. Then we are one community, strategic partnerships. A lot of things could be project-based, where it's going to directly impact the community. Adult learning, we had our Las Posadas. There's lots of parents who kept talking about the tamales and wanting to teach teachers how to do that. A parent could have their own class, a cooking class, a sewing class. They could have a parenting class. I mean, it could be a wide variety of things. I'm sure there are parents and even staff members that in other countries were professors. They want to still do that. This would give them that chance to kind of rekindle that career and kind of do those types of things. And also there would be daycare. So whenever you needed to access this, whenever it worked for you, you wouldn't have to worry about it falling in line with your job schedule and having to take care of children. It's all set for you. You can do it when it works out best for you. And there's even students, high school students that have kids. This would benefit them also. So the big impact for students and teachers is about finding your passion, taking charge of your life, preparing for college, preparing for a career in the trades, learning a new skill, getting help when you need it, guiding the learning of others if you want to try to teach others as a student, your peers or younger grade level, you could do that. And another cool thing would be this 24-hour hotline, or when you get on the website, a little box would pop up for any homework help. A lot of people don't have people at home to help them with homework or any of the things they're struggling with. Maybe it's a social issue and there's no one to talk to. You have a hotline, you have a thing that you can access to kind of use that resource. And then for teachers, same thing. Find your passion, take charge of your teaching. Non-evaluative multiple schedules, whatever works best for you would be the traditional schedule. Educate all ages. If you've always taught in elementary, wonder what it would be like to teach middle school kids, you could give that a shot and see what it looks like. Teaching to your passion, outside the box. Really kind of having your own mark and stamp on things and just seeing, how it works and where it goes. So essentially it's your learning, when you want, how you want, and what you want.
My part is I'm going to give you a more visual of how it would actually look within our buildings. With education, can you hold this part, Pete?
Cameraman.
With education on demand, our buildings would be open 24 hours a day, K through 12. 24-hour access. Of course, we would need transportation with 24-hour access. 24-hour tutoring. There would always be somebody available in order to help with homework or to help with questions. Either virtual person or within our buildings. If you are a teacher, you would get to choose what hours you would work. You might do a first hour shift, you might work second hour, you might work third shift, because we would need staff 24 hours a day. So you would have the choice of doing that. And I believe, especially with high school with this 24-hour access, is that a number of our students come late. I think many of our high schools might try a 1 o'clock schedule. They would have that choice. Daycare, got to have 24-hour daycare to support the parents. Adult classes, 24-hour food options. All the time, 24 hours a day, we would have cafeteria or whatever service that we have for food. College classes, apprenticeships, as he talked about, skilled trades would be available. Health and wellness, you could go to the dentist or get your eyes checked 24 hours a day in our facilities. Dual language programs. Our English-speaking students could also be in a dual language program if they wanted to be in a class where they learn French or Spanish at the same time. That would be available to them. Accelerated pass, we talked about that. If you're a second grader who is just great and excelling in math, why should you have to be in a second grade class for math? You could possibly go to third or fourth grade for your math courses, or you could take an online fourth grade math course. Professional development, 24 hours a day, people. You can go to professional development, do whatever you want, take whatever you want. Testing and grading choices. We do give some choices in our building with testing and grading, but also, let's say after a teacher finishes a unit, the student would get to choose how they would show their mastery, either with a traditional test, online test, or maybe they might do a project-based learning test. They get to choose how they show mastery of the content. Online learning opportunities, global learning, as we talked about. They could take classes. You could take a class with via satellite in Germany. One of the other students asked, "You can fly us to Germany?" No, satellite. Okay, computer access 24/7. Our buildings would be open for students, parents, and community for 24-hour access anytime. Traditional or blended, what that means is, say you have a student that has 6 classes that they're taking, they could take 3 classes in a traditional format with the teacher, and maybe they might do the other 3 online. So they get to choose how they want to do that. And of course, we know with either way, they'd be able to move through those classes at their own rate and at their own speed. Multi-grade classrooms, we talked about that, but the main thing is flexible scheduling. Education on demand is how you want it, when you want it. Personalized learning.
So we're kind of time limited here, so I'm going to quickly go through. The idea of the learner profile team is we've identified 6 areas that we want our students to improve on, and they're actually the 6 C's. I don't know if Pete talks much about the 6 C's in the building or not, but the first 2 C's are collaboration and communication. A lot of times you're limited with the amount of time in the classroom that you can spend on any subject. So with this idea of education on demand, with our facilities being open 24 hours a day, students would have more time to meet with each other and collaborate with each other and communicate with each other outside of the regular classroom hours to work on projects or presentations or whatever it might be, because they don't have those resources at home. The third C is content. The whole idea of going to schools to learn content, and this would give you an opportunity again to spend more time on that content outside of the regular classroom hours. The fourth and fifth C's are critical thinking and creative innovation. A lot of times those critical thinking skills are stifled because you don't have access to those resources or the facilities, so a lot of times the excuse comes, well, I can't do this because I don't have internet, or I don't have Apple TV or projector or whatever. So making these resources available to students will allow those critical thinking skills and those creative innovation skills to flourish and to blossom. And then the last C is confidence. The ultimate goal of our learners should be to build their confidence, because a lot of times they leave our school district and they just don't have confidence in their knowledge because the depth of knowledge isn't that great. So spending more time on the content and on these critical thinking skills and developing all of that would give our students more confidence. Because a lot of times we make the example that students go to college from our district, and within the first semester or in the first year they drop out because they can't see themselves reaching the finish line because they're just not confident in their abilities. So if we can increase that confidence, then that would help with that.
Well, we thank you for listening to our presentation. It's Education on Demand, where